Okay, guys, so at this point, you should be having Kayla or somebody basically make sense of your storefront on printful.com, connecting that to your website. So basically, they see your Printful store when they go to your URL. Oops, sorry, I'm bumping the table here. While that's being worked on, and you're having, to catch up on everything that we've done here as far as making bulk content and everything like that that's been previously discussed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at other ways to make bulk content. And my goal with a lot of this Music Academy is to not only trim the fat and push just what you need for EDM production and DJing to launch a career in that, but it's also to help you think on your feet. So I trim the fat and show you what to do, especially with the audio stuff. That is very easy. Step 1, step 2, this is how you make a track. Once we start getting into social media and marketing and branding, all of you are going to be different. Just as you're different from me, all of you guys and girls out there will be different in your branding, what you like, the things you care to promote, the things you care to not promote. So at this point, I have to sort of, and this kind of goes back to the branding course as well, I have to sort of let you fly the nest. And hopefully you fly and it's not a crash landing. And it won't be a crash landing. It's just a matter of some people sort of having higher self-awareness when they came to this academy, and others needing to develop it as they're in it. Some people will know right away what their branding and website and demographics, which we'll talk about right now, are. And other people will have to explore that and maybe pause this video for 3 days or 4 days and really think about that. But what this video is going to cover is how to make content and bulk content at a deeper level. So you should already have a good start on this based on the previous videos watched in this course. But there's a few things I'd like to throw out there for you. We're thinking about things like psychographics, which the definition is right here, the study and classification of people according to their attitudes, aspirations, and other psychological criteria, especially in market research. So what would be the psychographics of EDM people who like EDM? Well, they like music, they probably like nightclubs, festivals, they like to stay out late. They're usually of a younger age bracket. Attitudes are kind of all over the place from what I've seen. I think generally speaking, a lot of us like to believe that we're all very open-minded and liberal. And while I think that's fairly true, I have seen political differences on different Facebook pages and stuff that are basically geared towards ravers in general, and that's going to happen in life, and all ravers are at the end of the day are people. So while we all love the music and the festivals and certain aspects of life, we all still have to have jobs, and we're all going to have preferences politically and sexually and all those things. So these are things to think about. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to turn this into any kind of political anything. I'm looking at it strictly from a marketing standpoint. If you don't think there's both Democratic and conservative or Republican or liberal or progressive ravers out there, you're crazy. And it's not because I say so, it's because it gets proven to me, if not daily, at least weekly on various forums and groups. So don't get mad about that and let your, if you disagree with someone's political beliefs, don't get mad about that as a marketer. just understand that it exists. This isn't an ego thing about converting everybody to what you believe, or being angry that people don't believe what you believe. It's more so an understanding that I need to know the market that I push my music and brand towards. So these are things just to understand as a marketer. So when we think about psychographics, we could also think about location, age, gender, sexual preference, general demographics of people. That's sort of 101. If you haven't explored that and tested those waters, just paint a picture of your ideal demographic. For me, it's generally speaking people who like EDM, and according to my Facebook pixel information, it's mostly males, although it is not exclusively males, and they're usually between the ages of 18 and 25. So that's a pretty good start. To take that a little bit deeper, most people who like my stuff tend to be from either coastal states or warm states. So California, Arizona, Las Vegas, Florida, Texas, to a lesser degree, but still in there, the Carolinas. Anywhere generally where there's kind of like festival stuff going on, and kind of tropical or desert, mountain, hiking, things of that nature. That's pretty good for me, according to the research that I've done on Facebook. So with that said, taking it even deeper in understanding, how could we create content around this? Well, when you start to say things that directly address people, it really starts to change the game. I'm going to give you 2 words that should open up your world. Ready? In relation to me, if I were to make a video that said, "Hey Florida," and then take that video and direct it towards people in Florida that like EDM, it'd be much more effective than just, "Hey, it's Mikey," or "Hey California." That is much more effective, and really gets people's attention much more than, "Hey guys, it's Mikey," once again. Little things like this should not be ignored because they make the difference. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It's marketing, and it's just true. And it really doesn't hurt. If you want to do research on this, that's fine. But once again, I caution you, just like learning WordPress or Photoshop, you did not join this music academy to become a graphic designer or a marketing guru. You need to learn about this stuff, but please don't let that distract you from music creation and DJing. So if I were you, I would just kind of take what you're given here and run with that, because once again, we're trying to trim the fat for you. Not a bad idea to do. You could do 50 pieces of content right off the bat just with the 50 states that are in the US. Addressing every single state, and then you could even break that down by city, if you're looking to become known nationally if you're in the US. Now the flip side of that, so ready? Hey Pennsylvania, hey Ohio, hey Michigan, hey Indiana. Like 50 videos like that could be quite helpful to really make people feel like you're speaking to them. Another thing that you can think about doing is colleges, because that's pretty much the demographic right there for EDM. Hey Penn State, hey Florida State, and just go down the line. And it doesn't have to be necessarily the state schools either, but those are different pieces of content that you can directly reach out to people and be very effective because they feel like you're speaking directly to them. Festivals. Same thing as the colleges in the states. Hey EDC, hey UMF. If you're speaking directly to Miami, Ultra Music Fest crowd, you're really zeroing in on people, and it's a really great way to make content that feels very personal. Another thing that's great to do is make content that asks questions. Okay? Once you ask a question and you get a small fan base going, and they start answering those questions in the comments section of your social media post, you read and you respond to those comments / answers, because their comments should be answers to your question that you asked. Okay? And then you use those answers to make more content, and then in the content that you make based off of their answers, okay, ask more questions, because more questions will warrant more answers, which gives you an opportunity to make more content, which gives you an opportunity once presenting that content to ask a question, perhaps at the end of that content. So, good example of this for me, which I'm about to do for that 30 tracks in 30 days, is what genres would you guys like to see? Okay, so that's directly asking my fan base, even though I'm mostly house and future based for now. What genres do you guys want to see? I have a full-on studio, plenty of everything, plugins, synthesizers, everything. I could make whatever you want. So, being that I'm capable of doing that after 15 years of producing, I can ask that question, and then the answers that I get back in the comments, guess what? That allows me to make more content based on those answers. Somebody will say, well, I really want piano house, or I really want future bass, or I really want ocean-inspired progressive or deep tech. Awesome. That's my answer. I read, I respond, I engage. I actually have fun engaging with these people on their answers. And then I turn around and I make content based on what they said. I turn around and I make content based on what they said. What that means is I fire up Ableton and I get to work. Now, whether I create content by just making the song in private and releasing that song, or showing how I made the songs, which is content, and then releasing the song, which is content, somewhere, somehow in there, I can figure out a way to ask another question. Do you see how this is going? So you ask questions, your fan base answers. Once they answer, you use those answers to make content, the song in this case, but then you use that song release as a chance to ask more questions. Hey guys, what did you think of this track? What else would you like to see? So they got the music, they got the song, but now they have a chance to tell you if they liked it or not. And maybe a little less dangerous and more important is, what else would you like to see? Because they may or may not like it, and that's okay, because I don't necessarily love every song from even my favorite artists, but I know that generally I like them. So I don't need to I don't expect my favorite bands and DJs to give me the steering wheel to their career every single time. So maybe not asking them what they thought of the song so much, but rather, what else would you like to see is a better way of putting it. That way they don't have to kind of throw hate your way. They can just kind of realize, well, this isn't the end of the road. We can just tell Mikey what else we'd like to see from him and sort of ignore what we don't like, that which he just released. So that's the process. Yeah. That's the process, and I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I'd like to add to this, but essentially asking questions, getting people involved. As I showed you in previous videos, if this post gets 20 likes, I'll release new music by July 4th. Posting personal photos, having bulk photos from videos that you screenshot is great. Having a backstock inventory of music to release is great. Videos of anything, you working out, your health journey, dinner, asking questions, all of this stuff is a great recipe for making content, and then you can zero that content in by saying, hey Arizona, hey Penn State University, hey Ultra Music Fest, hey Electric Daisy Carnival. This is really zeroing in and gives you the ability to basically take one piece of content and just adjust the intro towards different people. Same song, same video, it's just in the beginning I'm targeting Montana, but then I cut Montana and also target Florida State University, but then I cut the intro and also target EDC. So it's 3 videos, they're all the same, it's just the beginnings are different. Hey Penn State, hey Florida State, hey Electric Daisy Carnival, you get it? So get to work on that, guys, get to brainstorming while your website is being made, and I'll see you in the next video.